Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
My goodness, what a situation down south.
Very much so. We're watching developing conditions. We're watching the warnings continue to get extended. So we talked about that flash flood warning near Pine Valley. That is now in effect until after midnight.
Wow.
So that was supposed to expire in just the next few minutes. But here's the reason it's not going to. Cindy shared her video with us. Take a look. This is the main road, Meadows View Drive in Pine Valley. You're looking at the river running high and fast, and you're looking at that road and the culvert overflowing. Now, never safe to drive across floodwaters, but look at the intensity of the rain that you see from the car. Thank you, Cindy, for sharing that. You also see that Santa Clara River, and that is very, very high. She shared these videos as well, that culvert, better view here of it overflowing. And we know that there are road closures in place as emergency management is responding to Pine Valley and the other small communities like Gunlock and Veo, where we have confirmed tonight that there were homes that were flooded. So we know that we've got dangerous conditions out there, and it continues. This is what it looked like when the rain was coming down in the city of Washington. Sheets of rain on the road with lightning, and this was I-15 northbound. Now you know that there are elevation differences in Washington County, so we're watching that heavy rain flow to lower points. This one coming from the mayor of Enterprise, showing that wet weather on the road. Look at that lightning, plenty of it. So the communities that we know and love in southwestern Utah greatly impacted tonight by the excessive rainfall that was brought in by these storms. We've been forewarning you for days. We started talking about this deep tropical moisture on Monday, knowing that the remnants could do just this, and here we are tonight with strong storms in the area. Let's look on the forewarned radar, show you exactly where we're seeing this. St. George, we're watching this line and this push of heavy moisture now moving in. Brand new flood advisory has been issued for Washington County until 1 a.m. You also see our other alerts here in effect. There we go. This is Pine Valley. This is Washington County. This is Zion National Park. Lots of lightning, cloud to ground lightning. We are not finished with this wet weather. You head further north into Iron County, especially over the mountains where we have strong storms. Those extend all the way up towards Panguitch into Beaver County, now pushing towards the I-70 corridor near Richfield. This line of storms is particularly nasty. There's more moisture behind it, meaning nocturnal storms will continue. Wet weather on the southeastern side of the state tapering a bit. They were active all day, but we still have some rain towards Monticello and Blanding near Lake Powell, and then a little further north into portions of central Utah. Here's a look at the latest storm totals. We just got these. Cedar City has picked up almost 1.5 inches since yesterday morning. Fremont Junction, over 1 inch there. Capitol Reef, Goblin Valley at 0.8. We saw flood video from Chute Canyon last night in and around Goblin Valley. Zion National Park with 0.75 inches. They're currently underneath a flash flood warning. Heber with 0.75 inches. Wasatch back there. Price getting over 0.5 inch. So did Enterprise. Oak City pretty close to that. And St. George with 0.3. As we take a look right now, you're able to see the latest in our flood alerts. That includes a brand new flood advisory, our flash flood warning near Zion, and then the Pine Valley burn scar, which has now been extended. Many of these going after midnight, so you can see the areas impacted. We also know that flood advisory in Washington County, which is brand new, will hold on until after 1 a.m. Meanwhile, the Wasatch Front, a different story. There are those flood alerts popping back up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 active alerts right now. This is for St. George, Sand Hollow, Bloomington. Up to 0.5 inch of rain has already fallen. Ponding is happening on the roads. It's not safe to be out there. You have to take these advisories seriously tonight. Be very, very careful. Now, I mentioned that northern Utah, a bit of a different story as that moisture pulled further east. We were anticipating storms, but that didn't come to fruition. Thank you for the pictures, friends. We love when you send those. 70s for those highs with the help of the southerly flow. 60s only in eastern Utah, where we had wet weather throughout the day. Soggy setup heading into tomorrow with a low and a high, sandwiching that moist tropical moisture into the Beehive State, funneling it up eastern Utah with some deep moisture tomorrow, but the threat of storms throughout all of northern Utah. Our flood watch holds on through tomorrow evening. You notice those alerts in effect right now. Marginal thunderstorm risk, meaning isolated severe storms could impact the Wasatch Front by the afternoon and into the evening. There's our excessive rainfall threat, heavy in eastern Utah and the south, marginal along the Wasatch Front. Probable flash flooding again into tomorrow. We're not done. It's going to be a rough night and a rough Saturday. Our futurecast shows those two systems with moisture in place. As this low moves inland, it will send a cold front around 5 p.m. to northern Utah. Expect thunderstorms, cold air, and wet weather to follow another round of moisture by the midweek. Here are these storms on the move tonight. You see them after midnight, continuing to push further north. Active skies by 6 a.m. for the Wasatch back in southwestern Wyoming. We quiet for a moment and then we're back at it. Here comes the front. It moves through, bringing storms to northern Utah. Cold air behind it will bring snow and the snow level down. Northwest flow Sunday with quieter conditions. Here's a look at that snow level. It's going to get down to 6,000 feet. The benches, high benches in mountain valleys could see their first flurries of the year. The Uintas and Wasatch getting 3 to 6 inches at the highest peaks. 60s and 70s tomorrow, 80 in St. George. We are anticipating periods of precipitation. At times it may be dry, but don't trust it. Thunderstorms and isolated storms in St. George, drier Monday. The chance of some wet, stormy weather by the midweek returns. Here's the Wasatch Front, 70s to 50s. Now that's a drop. You can't always just pick right back up. Starting the work week with drier conditions, but then we get another round Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tonight in southern Utah, that is of epic proportion when you talk about the flooding. My heart is with all of those impacted.